one of the most challenging and at the same time heroic situations that I have appreciated in my time practicing medicine are the heroic physicians that have worked hard to allow their patients to receive the most up-to-date and cutting-edge treatments. In some specific circumstances, these patients had to be enrolled in individualized clinical trials, and the physician that was working to support their patient had to create a tremendous amount of paperwork in order to enroll these patients into basically a clinical trial where the site is an N of one, where there's a single patient that is receiving the treatment. And the paperwork barrier here is really quite significant, in addition to matching and collaborating with individual pharmaceutical companies and regulatory bodies that might need to be involved in this type of work. So just to give a quick overview of how the system works is this is ultimately going to be designed to integrate directly with an EHR. So you'll be able to pull in clinical patient information directly into the system, and it will then start a case and draft all of the critical workflow that might be required to take care of this patient and for appropriate submission. Once all of that paperwork is created, you can then generate the appropriate FDA submission documentations, and it gives a clear completeness ledger and a package review. Once that is complete, then you can then fan out this paperwork across the critical parties that need to be involved with the creation of these individualized clinical trials, and then in turn allow those institutions to have the appropriate paperwork out of the box that is designed to facilitate and accelerate this process. To show the front page, we typically would want to start a case, and I've created a system so that you can quickly load a synthetic chart so we can give this example, but it'll create an individual patient, which can then be submitted into the system. You'll appreciate that there are many checks in this process to ensure that there's a human in the loop, confirming the appropriate data, and this is really a system designed to facilitate that process rather than take it over completely. We go, and then you'll be able to generate your documents that will then allow all of the appropriate paperwork to be created. And some of these paperwork requires some intermediate effort that we will label and support the physician working through, and it's very clear what acts need to be done in order to complete the final paperwork. Once all of these are completed, then we can move along to the next step where you get a package review, and then ultimately you can use the same system to find potential drug candidates or clinical trial candidates to ultimately enroll your patient. So this, I hope to continue to build out and work towards integrating within an EHR framework that will allow you to quickly create this paperwork and submit it, as well as coordinate with some of the key participating parties, including an IRB and any pharmaceutical company that might be involved. So thank you very much. I hope this is interesting, and I certainly would be excited to continue to develop this in the future. Thank you.